a New York City man, whose murder conviction was overturned after 23 years in prison, has suffered a heart attack on his second day of freedom. David Ranta's lawyer said the former inmate had a serious heart attack Friday night and is being treated at a New York hospital. David Ranta, Rabbi's convicted killer, cleared, set free. After 2 decades in prison, Ranta walked out of jail Thursday after a judge threw out his conviction in the 1990 killing of a Brooklyn rabbi. Brooklyn prosecutors had recently concluded Ranta's prosecution in the death of Rabbi Chaskel Wurzburger was fatally flawed. Wurzburger was killed by a bandit fleeing a botched robbery. One witness said a police lineup that helped convict Ranta had been rigged. Ranta is 58. He told reporters Thursday that his new freedom was emotionally overwhelming. Former Pakistani President Pervez Musharraf ended more than 4 years in self-exile Sunday with a flight to his homeland, seeking a possible political comeback in defiance of judicial probes and death threats from Taliban militants. Security forces whisked Musharraf away in a convoy of about a dozen vehicles shortly after he touched down in the southern port city of Karachi, and did not allow him to greet hundreds of supporters waiting at the airport, ready to shower him with rose petals. The move angered other supporters traveling with the former president and raised concerns he may have been detained because of legal charges against him. An advertising billboard in Peru produces clean drinking water from the humidity in the air. Engineers from the University of Engineering and Technology in Lima teamed up with an advertising agency to produce the sign, which provides clean water to people in the local vicinity who often struggle with supplies due to tough conditions and very little rain. To date, the billboard has produced more than 9,000 liters of water, a rate of 96 liters per day. The panel traps humidity in the air and transforms it into water. "It's that simple," said university spokesperson Jessica Ruiz. "We want to change the minds of future engineers and inspire them." Pope Francis celebrated his first Palm Sunday Mass in St. Peter's Square, encouraging people to be humble and young at heart, as he promised to go to a youth jamboree in Brazil this summer, while the faithful enthusiastically waved olive branches and braided palm fronds. The square overflowed with some 250,000 pilgrims, tourists, and Romans eager to join the new pope at the start of solemn Holy Week ceremonies, which lead up to Easter, Christianity's most important day. Keeping with his spontaneous style, the first pope from Latin America broke away several times from the text of his prepared homily to encourage the faithful to lead simple lives. At the end of the 2-hour Mass, Francis took off his red vestments, leaving only the white cassock and skull cap, and climbed into an open-topped Pope-mobile to circle through the enthusiastic crowd. He leaned out to shake hands, kissed and patted the heads of infants, passed to him by bodyguards, and often gave children the thumbs-up sign. Israel's army said it fired a guided missile into Syria on Sunday, destroying a military post, after gunfire flew across the border and struck an Israeli vehicle. The shooting along the frontier, in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights, was one of the most serious incidents between the countries since Syria's civil war erupted 2 years ago. Israel has carefully watched the violence from the sidelines, but has returned fire on several occasions. It was not immediately clear whether the Syrian troops had fired into the Golan intentionally, or whether the vehicle had been hit by a stray gunfire. In either case, Israel said it held Syrian President Bashar Assad's government responsible. The Syrian regime is responsible for every breach of sovereignty. "We will not allow the Syrian army, or any other groups, to violate Israel's sovereignty in any way," Israeli Defense Minister Moshe Yaalon said.